Now I have a question for all my viewers out there. Does racism still exist in America? And if so, would you believe that it's on the increase? I'm David Tomsic, and the answer to that question, or both those questions, is yes. Yes, there is still racism in America, and yes, it's on the increase dramatically. Now, I've got a few quotes here to give you and a few articles to read. Please stay to the end to hear my commentary. I think you'll get a lot from what I have to say about this topic. First of all, from National Public Radio. They report that hate groups such as the KKK, that's the Ku Klux Klan, are finding new members due to the increased rhetoric fueled by the 2024 presidential election. Now, Maria Potok of the Southern Poverty Law Center tracked a 40% rise of the number of hate groups since the year 2000. At the same time, there has been an explosion of anti-illegal immigration groups. Potok says some 250 have been created in just the past 2 years. Now, Lou Dobbs of the Christian News Network, Lou Dobbs, formerly of Fox News, is suggesting that Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo is part of a conspiracy to make the southwestern states part of Mexico. Once again, this is a conspiracy theory, but it causes fear among people that, again, somehow people south of the border are planning to destroy America, to take what we have. This, of course, is crazy talk. The Council of Conservative Citizens, the CCC, which Potok describes as a right-wing supremacist group, says that, among other things, that blacks are a retrograde species of humanity. Now, the head of this CCC, Council of Conservative Citizens, said they have to end non-European immigration altogether. Now, here's the thing. It's taken years for people to move away from racism. It's taken years for the government, yes, to beat back racism. And yet we have somebody actually concerned conservative citizens that are saying, well, blacks are a retrograde species. What kind of crazy talk is that? Now, according to the Brookings Institute, a commentary piece written by Vanessa Williamson and Isabella Gelfand said there is substantial evidence that Trump has encouraged racism and benefited from it politically. I truly believe this is accurate. Now, Donald Trump's support in the 2016 campaign was clearly driven by racism, sexism, and xenophobia. While some observers have explained Trump's success as a result of economic anxiety, the data demonstrates that anti-immigration sentiment, racism, and sexism are much more strongly related to support to Trump. Okay, what can go wrong here? Well, everything can go wrong here. Now, see, we're going to see a new rise in violence here against minorities of all kinds. You know, there's anti-illegal immigration people, there's anti-minorities, anybody brown they hate, and it's being fed by rhetoric from Donald Trump. Of course, that rhetoric comes from this phobia that people from the southern border, from other countries, are infiltrating our country and committing crimes, massive crimes around the world, around our nation. There's not real evidence of that, and there hasn't been. Now, this type of hatred fuels their paranoia for anybody that isn't like them. We'll get back to that. So it only took Donald Trump a few years to really bring back racism in a big way. And it is racism. Make no mistake, it is racism. It's a form of it. People think of racism against black people, but it's not just against black people. It's against anybody that is not like them, that does not fit into their mold. In their article, Trickle-Down Racism, Trump's Effects on White Racist Dehumanizing Attitudes, Ashley Jardina and Spencer Piston of Science Direct magazine reported hate crimes against black people surged following Trump's election. While only a relatively small fraction of Americans committed these abhorrent actions, we show that Trump's victory had broader effects on the attitudes of the larger white public. Specifically, Trump altered the extent to which white survey respondents describe black people in dehumanizing ways. We report findings from a two-wave national survey in which white respondents rated black people on a dehumanizing attitudes scale before and after the 2016 presidential election. Now, that's a survey that is legitimate. Many people don't want to hear this because they voted for him, and they believe, especially many Christians, that none of that's true. It's all lies. The rise of this rhetoric really was a masterpiece by Donald Trump. He used a lot of groups and promised a lot of different groups a lot of different things. And he tickled the fancy of racists, okay? That, yeah, we're going to start getting rid of people. Those people you don't like that went into the store and they spoke another language, we're going to get rid of them because they bothered you. You didn't like hearing it. You don't need to hear that in America. Learn to speak English. Well, why don't Americans learn to speak France when they go to France? Well, they're not living there. Well, you still have to communicate when you're there for your 2-week vacations, or in Spain or any place else that doesn't naturally speak English. Yeah, I'm digressing there, but I want to make a point here. Okay? Now, this reemergence of hate groups, the rekindling of hatred, really does come directly from right-wing supremacists, which play a large part in the Republican Party now. Even Christian nationalists have issues. There's many articles and many videos I've watched that they believe that racism is legal in biblical terms, that it's okay. No, it's not. But this is what many believe. And I want to state, not all of them believe that, but many. But you see, it doesn't take everybody. That's what you have to understand. Those of you that are struggling with this particular video, is that it doesn't have to be everybody. It only takes a few to sow the seeds of discontent. That's all it takes. Because people are more than ready, more than willing to find a bad guy. See, George Bush did it brilliantly, just like Adolf Hitler did. And I brought him up, yes. Just like Nazi Germany. Find an enemy. Find a bad guy. In our case, we had a 9/11. We were attacked. Now, George Bush found somebody in Afghanistan to blame. We went in there for, 20 years? Never won. We lost people. But how many young men and women ran to go in and be in the Army, to be in the Air Force, to be in the Navy, to be in the Marines? How many ran because a surge of patriotism, of hatred for these people from Afghanistan, these people that are not like us, and they want to take our freedoms away, and they attacked us. And of course, what we found later is he lied about just about everything. Okay? He used the psychology of patriotism to make them do what he wanted. Join and go fight. Get everybody involved and go after those that are attacking our nation. Or all the illegal immigrants have to go. Okay. No one's told us how. No one's told us how much it's going to cost. But people believed it and ran to the polls and voted for him. Now, I want to make it clear. He did not win by a majority. He did not get 50% of the popular vote. That's where mandates come from. Not electoral college votes, but from actual people voting. And as I mentioned in my past video, if you added up everybody who did not vote for Donald Trump, he didn't win by more than 500,000 votes, if I'm remembering the numbers correctly. So this is a guy who has not a popular vote victory landslide. He's going to go out there and say, I have enough of a mandate because the Electoral College overwhelmingly voted for me that we can go and start throwing people out of this country to where we don't even know. We don't even know how that even works. How do you just drop people off in other countries? So racism is real. See, there's enough closet racists out there who will tell you that they're not racist. But they have it in the closet. They're there. And all they need is a reason to come back out, a good reason to come back out and become racist again. And Donald Trump's going to give it to them. The right-wing people, not just Donald Trump, all the right-wing people, the right-wing nutbags filled with hatred are going to get enough reason to come out of the closet again and go to battle, to go to war against these people that don't belong here. because we do. Well, we weren't really invited here either. Okay? I hate to tell you that nobody from the continent of North America invited Europeans to come and take land and settle here. Nobody did. I never saw the invitation. Did you see the invitation? I didn't. Matter of fact, my family came off the boat, New York, Ellis Island, in the 1930s. They weren't even here in the beginning. What right did we have to come over here and immigrate? Guess what? We did it legally. But under much different circumstances. The world has changed. It is now a bigger problem in many countries to survive because America never did its true job, did they? Did we even out the playing field for everybody in the world? We don't want to even playing fields out. We want the rich and the poor. We want the kings and the servants, and that's what you're going to get. Now, many Christians voted for Donald Trump for many reasons. A lot of them maybe because they thought the eggs were too high, price of eggs were too high, or whatever. But many people voted not really on economic terms and conditions. I'm starting to find that more and more. That, yeah, people thought he might fix the economy, which he now has since said he can't fix the price of eggs. It's more on other things. To make America great again, which means make it white again. Make it powerful again. Make it the dominating empire of the world again. Yes, this goes globally. None of that's going to happen, folks. I got bad news for you. This can end badly for America. As we get closer to the inauguration, more and more people are going to ready themselves to go to battle. And we'll see what happens on January 21st if this onslaught of deportations begins and how many people will get involved, how much violence can come from it. This could go wrong quickly. It doesn't take a lot for something to go wrong. Chaos is only a riot, a gunshot, or a fight away from taking place in this nation. And then all holds are barred. Then you have a total revolution here. I always tell people that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. But today I want to say this, that if you don't stand for equality and mercy, then you and our country will walk lockstep through the gates of fascism. That I fear most of all. God bless you. Remember, Jesus is the reason that we all should be hopeful. He has answers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. God bless you, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tomsic Analysis.
Thank you for watching the Tomsic Analysis. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video, and keep an eye out for our next video.